What are human rights?
So, human rights are rights that have been recognised globally as fundamental to all of us as human beings, that we have because we're human and that are necessary for us to live our lives with dignity and respect. There's been some recognition of rights of this sort over many centuries, including as far back as ancient Greece, but then the Magna Carta in 1215. But more recently, I guess the most famous early statements of rights are found in the 18th century in the USA's Declaration of Independence with its Bill of Rights and the French Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen. Those both set out rights of each and every person and operate with particular reference to treatment of individuals by the state, in that case, France and the USA. More recently, the global expression of human rights came in the aftermath of the Second World War, firstly with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which celebrated its 75th anniversary on the 10th of December 2023. In the Universal Declaration, we find 29 separate rights. And while those human rights are separate, they're actually considered to be equal, inherent, inalienable, and indivisible. Equal means we all have them. Inherent means we have them because we're human. Inalienable means that they can't be taken away from us by governments or others. And indivisible means that each one of them operates with and relies on others. Of course, people's human rights aren't always recognised or upheld by countries or by other people. So that idea of inalienable is not, I guess, as fully enforced as it should be under the international framework. Article 1 of the Universal Declaration sets out some of those really core ideas, and it states that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. And I think people will have heard those words before, and they are at the core of the Universal Declaration. More recently, those rights have been detailed and explained with particular application to certain groups in a number of human rights treaties. And those treaties are agreements that countries agree to be bound by. And Australia is one such country. There are about 8 of what we call human rights treaties, and they include quite detailed explanation of the rights, which include, for example, the right to equality, the right to freedom from discrimination, the right to life, liberty and security of the person, freedom from slavery, the right to equal treatment and protection of the law, the very important right to privacy and freedom of movement, and the right to seek asylum. We all have the right to marry and found a family. We have the right of freedom of thought, conscience and religion, of opinion and expression. We also have rights that are expressed as economic, social and cultural rights, and they include things like the right to education, to work, the right to health and housing, and a very important civil right is our right to participate in the processes of democracy. These are rights that we all inherently have because we're human, and that, as I've said, are recognised in international law. And every country that has signed on to those international laws is obliged to uphold those rights, to protect those rights and to fulfil those rights. And each country does that through domestic laws that are passed by the parliaments of each country.